Hey guys, today I thought I'd cover something that I see a lot of that I think affects a lot of people and is obviously a hot topic, which is bullying. So everyone has their own opinion on bullying, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But as a juvenile attorney, I see some aspects that most people don't see. I see the criminal side of it when kids get arrested for assault. That includes both sides of bullying. I've represented bullies. I've represented those who are bullied who fought back. I've represented those who are just being bullied. I've represented kids who are bullied into extreme circumstances. So I also teach martial arts. So I've been dealing with bullying from another angle. And so I think those two interacting gives me a perspective that I hope will help some of y'all today. And so I'm going to start with my advice on what to do with bullying. Recently, I've seen several in my opinion, calling the police should be the last resort. And I'll tell you why. All parties will likely end up unhappier than if this is just dealt with in other ways. So I get it. I'm frustrated. You're frustrated. Your kid is being bullied. So where do you start? So this is pretty easy. First, start with their parents. One of the problems, and I think even one of the things that keeps bullying and magnifies bullying is our lack of community. In small communities, or in the past in all communities, you would know the parents of the kid who was bullied. So you know what was going on. But you're busy, you work, they work, you don't know them, you live in a different neighborhood, you live on this side of the school, they live on this side of the school, there's 1,600 kids in your school. I mean, the community has broken down. There is no community. And so we rely on these educators and on the police and on these public servants, as we should. But the minute we get to relying on them too much is when things start to break down, because they have all these kids they're taking care of. So we got to get back to community. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to just communicate with the other people. So contact the parents. I know what you're saying. I don't even know those parents. Well, they might be in the dark. They might think that their kid is getting bullied. They might think their kid is innocent. That happens a lot. I get so many parents who think their kid's innocent until I show them some video of their kid being not so innocent, and then it's a wake-up call. So you kind of got to assume that they think that. Well, so you need to address it. Address it in a positive way. So how do I get a hold of them? Well, the school is allowed to release their basic information. So one of the things that parents run into is they can't find out what happens to the other kid who's bullying. And that's because of a federal regulation, kind of like HIPAA for healthcare. We have FERPA for educational administrative records. And so that limits them. But it's my understanding that FERPA allows it, but maybe they don't know because they're not lawyers. If you can't get it from the administrators, from the educators, from the vice principal or whatever, find your busybody PTA lady. I guarantee you, in your community, there's a PTA lady who knows everybody and who can tell you about everything. She could probably immediately tell you about what's going on with this kid in his life, and she can get you in contact with the parents. So get in contact with the parents. Approach it as two parents who are trying to work something out, okay? I understand bullying is bad and we don't want bullying, but we should work together to end it. We should figure out what's going on with that bully that they feel like they need to bully someone, as well as figure out what's going on but in the dynamic between these two kids. So contact the parent. Be nice. Say, hey, can we get together? Get the kids together. I can't tell you how many times I've seen kids who are mortal enemies, bully, whatever it is, and they start hanging out together. All of a sudden, they're the best of friends. And the bully is now the protector of the kid who is bullied. It happens all the time. Get your kids together. Talk to the parents. They'll generally be reasonable. Don't assume that they think their kid is a bully. Don't assume that you can even convince them quickly their kid is a bully. Get together. Get the kids together and work out what you need to do to solve the problem. Community. Now you'll have new friends. You'll have someone that can help you out. You have someone who knows what's going on in the school. It's just a win for everybody. All right. Now, I know what you're saying. We don't live in unicorn land. Maybe the parents will be standoffish. Maybe it'll get worse. Well, at that point, you can advance to other solutions. But there is a real thing here, which maybe they're garbage people. Maybe they're terrible parents. Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they have drug problems. Maybe they have emotional problems. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they're just a crappy person from start to finish. Those people exist. Maybe they don't have anything to do. You can't even get them on the phone, and their kid is running wild in the streets. That was the case in this one in our law group. She was basically saying this kid is running wild, taking whatever bus he wanted, unsupervised. If that's the case, invite the kid over. Invite him over. Talk to him with your son around. Figure out what's going on. I know this is not the normal thing. It's just what I would do. I'm not even telling you to do it. And of course, I wouldn't judge anybody for not doing anything I say. But I think that you could have an effect on a kid's life who's probably having trouble. And that's probably the reason he's bullying. And you could be the reason that he stops bullying other kids. You could have a real difference there. And you can do it in a controlled environment where you, the good parent, can have some say over what happens. So that would be what I would do in that particular situation. Now, if all that fails and that doesn't work, then you can try the administrators. I'll tell you what started this whole conversation on this group, that the reason I'm posting this is because the administration can't tell you anything. They're under rules that they can't release private information. Part of that information is the punishment. Generally, when someone is caught assaulting someone or bullying someone, they're sent to alternative education, suspended for a few days, sometimes longer if it's an actual assault. But honestly, this isn't addressed well, in my opinion, in most schools. So you could be the squeaky wheel and demand it gets addressed. What they will usually do is direct you to the police. So now we're to the final thing. I think this is the last result. Contact the police. Say your son has been assaulted if the bullying has resorted to that. And then file a police report. Almost always, all you have to do is file. And at that point, they'll send the police report. They'll write up a police report, send it to the district attorney's office. And almost always, the district attorney office will either do a pretrial diversion, deferred prosecution, it's called in juvenile, or they'll file charges. A lot of the times they'll just file charges, at which point you may or may not be contacted, usually by mail. You have an option to fill out a victim impact form and ask for restitution, but that you may not be contacted. You may not find out anything is going on, depending on how busy your DA's office, how active and how responsive the prosecutor, your particular prosecutor, your kid's case is assigned to. But in that group we were talking about, in that group post, there was a woman who said, hey, I did this. I contacted the police because nobody else would address it, and I still didn't get anything. We still don't know what happened to him. He'll probably be put on 6 to 12 months of probation, that if he doesn't succeed, he'll be, detained for 2 weeks. I mean, a lot of stuff happens, but you may not know about it. Not only that, but I get so many parents who come to me saying, hey, my kid was bullied, and finally they stood up for themselves, and it ended up in an altercation. My kid turned around, kid's picking on my kid. He finally got tired of it, turned around and punched the kid like I told him to. Now I got to pay a lawyer, because you have to have a lawyer in juvenile court in Texas, and I don't know what to do. How is that fair? It's not fair. Here's the issue. Because bullying is a hot button topic, and because generally it's like it's just what bullying. Most adults I know don't really know what exactly is bullying. Bullying is not well defined. So to expect kids to know what it is and properly apply that. Almost every in-school assault case that I get, they say it's bullying. Both sides do. Now, who's right? Sometimes there's a video and we can see who's right then and there, that someone's picking on another person. Finally, they turn around and punch them. I've seen it. But who knows? Maybe that kid who was picking on him was standing up for himself because he had been bullied. It's such a dynamic situation, and nobody knows what bullying is, that on almost every case I get, both sides claim bullying like it's a get out of jail free card. Okay, so just know your kid might be the victim of that, and there's really not anything you could do about it because it's he said, he said. And guess what? You believe your kid, even though he's a teenager and teenagers lie, or she, they believe their kid. The other kid's parents believe their kid, which goes back to my first thing, figure it out between adults, but that's already out the window by the time we're here. By the time we're here, everybody's mad, everybody's dug in, everybody thinks they're right, and it's too late. People got to pay lawyers. So follow the first steps and maybe you'll avoid this. If you're in this, you just got to deal with it and get a lawyer who knows what they're doing to figure out what's going on. So that's my what should I do? Okay, call the police, go parents, school, police, in that order. Police as last resort. Or parents, self, school, police. All right. So now I'm going to go on my little diatribe. You can shut this off if all you were trying to figure out is what the expert says I should do about my kid being bullied or my kid being arrested. Here's what I think. We don't know what bullying is. People take different reactions differently, and people think that other people take their behavior differently. Everybody reacts differently. So the bully may not even think they're bullying. They may think they're their friends and they're having fun with them. The kid who's being bullied may be more sensitive than other people. You have to bully-proof your kid. I believe martial arts is a good one, but you got to find a martial arts instructor who is going to address this, who's going to talk about giving up your ego, who's going to talk about confidence, okay? Because knowing how to fight doesn't help. It's the confidence that comes with knowing how to fight that really helps. Bully-proof your kid through instilling confidence in them, instilling coping mechanisms in them for people who you just can't get rid of, and by instilling a sense that that there's some things you can't control, but you can control yourself. So I believe through that, whether it's through martial arts, whether through its school programs, whether it's through counseling, whatever it is, if your kid is that type of kid who doesn't have the confidence and so they're more likely to be bullied, you have to address it. Again, I love martial arts, boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, even karate. Any of those martial arts generally works to instill that kid with confidence and gives them a circle of friends that they can rely on so that they can take a little bit of pressure off of them. And it gives them an outlet for their anger, so even if they are bullied, their anger doesn't build up. That's just my 2 cents. If you do that, I think you will far less likely to have a kid that's bullied. And here's the part people don't think about. I don't see a lot of bullies in martial arts. I think once you realize that someone can beat you up, that affects, and you're way less likely to bully. Almost every top MMA fighter I've heard of, and every MMA fighter I know, which is a lot, started out because they were bullied. And they're almost never bullies. Does it happen? Sure. That's my response to that. I hope it helped you out, guys. Thank you for listening. Thanks for some of y'all subscribed. That's awesome. I don't know why. I don't want to listen to me. No, I'm kidding. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hope this helped, and have a good one.